Welcome to the Smart Office Phone Module number 2, learning about the My Smartphone settings. The purpose of this video is to help you visually understand how to use your cloud-based dental tech platform. Please write down any questions as we go along. We will give you an email address to submit any questions at the end of this video and all training segments. Begin by navigating down to the submenu My Smartphone Settings. This is where a lot of the magic happens behind the screen, so that phone calls get routed to the right place and things happen the way you want them to as far as your phone settings. Note that these are personal phone settings for your own extension, as opposed to setting for your entire office, as found in the admin section of the toolbar, which will be discussed in its own module. In the My Smartphone settings, you will see many different tabs relate to the settings with this extension. You'll see your name. You can click the Edit button to edit your personal information. An edit window pops up with the name. It will also play that name or play a recording of you saying just your name, just like on a cell phone. When someone calls your extension, this is where it will say who you are. This monitor-looking button with an audio line allows this text to be recorded as speech from the computer. By clicking on the microphone, you can record your own voice, or cancel by clicking the X in the circle icon. You can also update the description and close the box. We're going to talk about the next two tabs since they are interrelated. The Greetings tab shows you different greetings you can have, and if you click the Activate button and then move over to Voicemail, you'll notice that the custom greeting you activated is now on. You can also change your greeting right in the Voicemail tab. You can put in a PIN number. That would make it to where if you want to access this voicemail from your phone itself, you would require a PIN, which would be whatever you put in there. You can have your voicemails emailed to you. You can have them emailed to one or multiple email addresses. The email addresses must be separated by a semicolon. You'll add additional emails here if you want to have messages forwarded to someone outside your office. If you want to send messages to someone in your office, then you have these Share Greetings down here. You can share messages with anyone in this directory. Just click the name and the Add button. So you'll get this in both an email form and also it shows up in the Messages and History screen that we just trained on in the module before this. Back to Greetings. This Greetings tab is where you're going to create greetings and record them. If you'd like a greeting recorded by a professional voice talent, then you would just click that button on the line of the greeting you want voiced. When you want to add a greeting, you simply click the button on the bottom. When the box pops up, you will name your greetings. For the purposes of this training, we'll call this recording Training Greeting. You will type in what you'd like the greeting to say. If I click on the microphone icon, it will call my phone and allow me to record what I just wrote. If I click on the computer voice icon, now here is my training greeting. It's just a computer-generated voice as opposed to something I could do myself. Let's quickly click back on Edit and my pop-up opens again. Click on Use My Voice and you'll see that it is now calling this desk Smart Office phone, and you'd pick up the receiver and record your message. Hang up and hit Done. And now hit play to the greeting. And you can delete a message. And again, to pick the message you want to play for callers, simply hit Activate. When you tab back over to Voicemail, you can see that the greeting chosen was activated. By clicking on Standard Greeting, the system just plays my name in a computer voice. Here is a voice talent who says, "Hi, you've been reached," and then your name is dubbed in. The fax settings are very similar to the voice tab settings. So again, you can decide not to have faxes emailed to you. You can pick to have them emailed to a certain email or share faxes with those outside the office by adding email addresses in the email field, or pick internal people to share with at the bottom. Moving to the Notifications tab, it asks if you'd like to see pop-up notifications when calls come to your extension. So, to show what that looks like, we're going to call into this extension. You can see the pop-up window now open on the bottom, displaying the patient calling and giving some general information about that patient to the staff member, and giving some general information about the patient to the staff member. The inbound call pop-up will stay visual if you keep your cursor on the window, but if you don't, it will disappear after 10 seconds. On the window, you see a red flag. There are 4 available red flags. They don't all show at the same time. There is a hierarchy. So in this case, if the patient has a future appointment, like you do here, that will show. If you want to see more, you click on the profile option, which looks like a person, to activate the full profile. If they do not have a scheduled appointment, but they do have a balance, the balance will show because the balance is the second red flag in the hierarchy. If they don't have any of those 3, but they have a recare due date, then it will show that. Again, if you want to see more about this patient, you simply click on the profile icon where you can see the entire profile. We'll get into that profile page in depth in a different training module. If you don't want the incoming call pop-up windows to display, then I just select No. The Call Forwarding tab is if you want all of the calls to this extension to be forwarded, and then click here and forward them to someone else's extension or to an external number like a cell phone, and then hit Submit. The Callback Override tab is next. This determines where the system will call you when using rapid call or page links that dial a number for you. Remember the auto dialer? Right now it is just marked Don't Override, just call my extension. Or I could have it call a different extension, or I could override it to an external number. An example of how to use this if you wanted to record a greeting but weren't in the office by your office phone, then override the system and be called at the number or extension input here. Finally, in the Practice Management tab, you'll see Auto Login. By checking this, the system will fill in any username and password, so you don't have to put that in. You simply put in your username and password, and it will complete that for you once you've initially logged in for the day into the Dental Tech platform. We'll quickly discuss the final 2 submenus in Smart Office Phone Module number 3, which is to follow. Thank you for watching this Smart Office Phone module on settings. Please visit our web portal to see frequently asked questions. Support.dentaltech.com. Call us at 844-368-5835, option 4, or email training@dentaltech.com. You will move on to the Smart Office Phone Module number 3 next.